Today is April 1st, which means it's the start of Camp NaNoWriMo. I've never taken part in this before, and this is very last minute. I didn't actually realise it was starting until the start of this week, so it's been a bit of a rush, but I am gonna try and take part this April. I have set a goal of just reaching a word count of 25,000 words, which I think should be doable. Even if I take some days off, I need to do 20 days with 1,000 words. And yesterday I had a writing session, which obviously won't be included within this because it was still in March, but I managed to write just over 1,000 words at that point. So I think the 25,000 word goal is doable, and I am focusing the 25,000 words on the book project that I have, where I'm writing a book with my best friend, just because we're both really motivated over that story. And then I want to take part, I believe there's another Camp NaNoWriMo in July until the main one in November. So in July I'm going to try and take part again, but with my own personal project that I've been working on. So we shall see. I was hoping to kind of get up and get started on it this morning, but it's now like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I ended up sleeping in, and then I went out shopping, and the day just kind of got away with me. But I am going to try and write a bit more today. I don't know if I will get in like a full 1,000 words, we shall see, but my goal is just to get started today on the 1st. And I started a chapter yesterday in that writing session, so I think the goal for today is just going to be to complete that chapter. I don't know how many words it's going to take me. That's the daily goal today. I don't think I'm going to film every day in April for this. I'm just going to update when I have a update for this, and it will just be like one long NaNoWriMo vlog instead of lots of different ones, because it is a shorter one. I'm hoping that by vlogging this, it's going to give me the motivation that I need to keep going. So saying that, I'm going to head downstairs now, fire up the laptop, and try and finish off the chapter I started yesterday. Is the 5th of April, and I haven't really updated at all since I started Camp NaNoWriMo. I have managed to write every day, and I have on average written about 1,200 words per day, I want to say. I think my final word count when I finished my session last night was 4,100 and something. So I'm planning on writing again today, so if I get in at least 900 words, I'll hit 5,000 words, and with my target being 20,000 words, I will already be a quarter of the way through this challenge. So I think I definitely should be able to complete it. And at the time, 20,000 words seemed like a really big target, but now I'm writing, I'm realising actually maybe I could have set my sights a little higher. So I'm using Camp NaNoWriMo for the writing project that I'm doing with my best friend. I think I've already mentioned that. So last night we set a timed hour. We sat down at the same time and we just wrote for an hour straight. And I wasn't really that motivated yesterday. I went out shopping and just thought maybe I would give the day a miss, because I set the challenge where if I write 1,000 words a day, I can have a few days where I don't write at all. So I was ready to write yesterday off as a non-writing day, but we sat down, we did that challenge, we finished at 8 o'clock last night. And the way we've done it is, when we were together last week, we wrote down all of the chapters, and each chapter from the book so we have like 2 main characters, and each of us is writing for one of the characters. So we now have a list of all of the chapters. So she has been writing a lot more than I have. So I think she said she has 2 chapters to complete and I had 5. I finished one within the first 2 days, and yesterday and the day before I was writing another one. I haven't yet finished it. I'm going to try and finish that in today's session if I do manage to get some writing done today. So then I will have 3 chapters left, and these are just like rough drafts of the chapters, as they are only like 2,000-3,000 words, but we just kind of wanted a really rough draft where even if some of the chapters are just notes with conversations that we want to have, just so that now by the time she's finished her 2 chapters and I finished the 3 that I've got left, we will have just a whole complete outline of the book, so we can make sure that it makes sense. We can see if there are going to be any plot holes. So that's going to be the next biggest thing. Yeah, that's where I am at the moment. I think overall our book word count is around 30,000 words so far, but again, this is just a really rough draft, and we know we have bits we need to add in between chapters so that it all flows properly, and there's bits of filler we still need to add in, but we're doing really well with the project so far. I'm sat in the same spot and I'm wearing the same hoodie, but it is a few days later now, and honestly my writing motivation has just completely gone downhill. I did manage to sit and write a little bit this morning. I wrote 731 words, so my word count is slowly slipping down. I was reaching like 1,200 words per session, and the last 2 I haven't reached 1,000, but I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. Overall I am nearly at 7,000 words, so I am still on track to reach 20,000 by the end of the month. Today I started a different chapter. I thought that might motivate me, as I had been working all on the same chapter previously, and it did. I started off by just writing like little sentence starters that I wanted to add into that chapter, and then from that I just got a little bit more inspired as I went as to where I wanted the direction to go. So the chapter is way off being done. It is still going to need a few writing sessions, I think, before I'm kind of done the first draft of it, but I'm glad that I have actually written something today, and I think I need to set up some things to motivate me. And I've been watching other people's like NaNoWriMo vlogs, and I've realised a lot of people have set that once they've hit a certain amount of words they can treat themselves to something, and that's not something that I set up, but I feel like that's going to keep me motivated. So I'm going to sit down and work out some treats to myself. So as I said, I'm nearly at 7,000 words, and if I thought about this before, I would have set a treat to myself at 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 and then 20,000 words. I have now passed the 5,000 word mark, so I might leave my first kind of treat to myself until I hit 10,000, and then I'm going to do one at 15,000 and one at 20,000. I think my one at 20,000 for completing the challenge is going to be that I'm going to treat myself to a new book, because I feel like writing 20,000 words is a big deal. So yeah, I think I'll probably buy myself a book for completing the challenge, and I might set my 10,000 one as something as small as just going out and buying myself a drink in Costa or something, because I don't really tend to go out and buy myself a hot drink, so I might just treat myself to a Costa, maybe even one of their nice fruity coolers, as the weather is getting a little bit nicer. So I think that might be my 10,000 word goal. I'm going to treat myself to going out and having a drink. And I'd seen people were using like a goal as if they'd written a certain amount they could watch an episode of a TV show, which I think is a really good one. If you are taking part and if you've set yourself any goals and any treats as such for when you hit those goals, like what are you treating yourself to? I need some inspiration. I have just completely slacked with vlogging my Camp NaNoWriMo. I think it's been maybe a week since I last updated. I am now at about 12,500 words, and I was just in such a slump and was really uninspired. But as soon as I hit 10k, I don't know if it's just because that felt like such a big goal, and now I've passed it. It's like I'm over halfway done, and in my head I know I can complete this. But the last few days I've just felt really inspired, so I'm going to try and write a bit more today. It would be great if I could hit 15k today, but I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to do that. The date is the 18th, so I'm definitely on track to still complete Camp NaNoWriMo, but I want to apologise that this vlog has literally just been me updating you whilst in my bedroom, but I haven't really done much other than read and write this month. So there's my check-in, and hopefully within the next few days I will complete my goal and actually do something interesting to include within this video. A week since I last updated, and honestly I've been in a complete writing slump. I took a break for a few days because I went to London and I took a few clips whilst I was there, so I'll insert those now. For some reason I thought I had more time left this month than what I actually did, and last night I realised I had 4 days left of the month, and that would mean I would have to write over 1,500 words a day, which I know I could do, but I feel like if I put that pressure on myself it's going to push me into a further writing slump. So last night I thought, right, I'm just going to sit, get down all of my ideas, just write anything that comes to mind, and I managed to go from just over 14,000 words to hitting 17,000 last night. I have just under 3,000 words to go now, and I have 3 days, so I'm pretty sure I can do it. I'm planning on writing a bit more this morning, and I am still on track to complete Camp NaNoWriMo, but it's been a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be. This morning I have been on it. I am now only 113 words away from 20,000 and completing Camp NaNoWriMo. I am so excited and so proud of myself, and I said I was going to get myself a treat for writing 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 words, and I haven't actually done that. So this afternoon, I know I haven't technically finished it and I've still got 100 odd words, but I'm heading to the garden centre with my mum because she went the other day and sent me a picture of their jelly cat stand, and I love jelly cats. I don't own any, so I thought I'm going to treat myself to one. There's one that I have in mind, so I'm hoping they still have it. So it's premature celebration, but I'm going to head out now and treat myself to a jelly cat, and then when I get back I'm going to write the 113 words and be complete. I did it. I hit 20,000 words. I wrote the last 100 and I have completed Camp NaNoWriMo, my first ever Camp NaNoWriMo. I'm just really proud of myself for achieving that goal. I know maybe to some people 20,000 words doesn't seem a lot, but for me it is a really big achievement. I don't know if I am gonna take part in the proper NaNoWriMo in November with the 50,000 words. I have completed my 20,000 words with 2 days of the month left to go, but I feel like unless I'm at a point where I'm starting a whole new book project, I won't be able to hit 50k. I think the reason I struggled with my 20k this time is because I had written quite a lot of the project that I was basing this around, so I found myself getting into a slump because I was uninspired at times, whereas if it was a complete project from fresh. I could have been a bit more creative with it, if that makes sense, because I know the direction that this project is going in, and I'm also obviously writing this book alongside my friends, so it wasn't just me. So although these 20,000 words were just me, the story itself has to stick to what we'd already plotted and planned. So again, I think that's another reason why I did find this hard to keep myself motivated. I might try taking part, I believe there's another one in July. I might try again, but with a fresh project of my own, or I might save that till November, I don't know. I'm just proud of myself for reaching this goal. I feel very accomplished, and our first project is now pretty close. There obviously still needs some editing, but I think we're almost at the point where we have a complete first draft, which is really, really exciting. So my next big job now is to feed in all of the additional chapters and things that I have written this month within the chapters I'd already started, and just kind of put all of my chapters together, so then we can put both of our chapters together and have kind of the full first draft. So there's still a lot of work to do on this project, but we have made great progress. Shannon was not doing NaNoWriMo with me, but of course she's been writing alongside as well. So this month together we have made really good progress, because she's been keeping me motivated, I've been keeping her motivated, and our word count at the minute I think is probably nearing 50,000 overall. Don't have a set word counting goal for the entire project. We just are getting all the ideas down, our first draft down, and then I think maybe when we're on the second or third full drafts of the book, then we'll look towards a word count and whether we want to add things in or take things out. Overall, it has been a really successful Camp NaNoWriMo, especially for my first attempt at taking part, and I'm just really excited to continue with this writing project and to hopefully get to the stage where this becomes a published book.